Hello, everybody. Ivor Chester here, the Balance Guy. It's good to see you. You can again find me at ivorchester.com as well as ivorchester3 at Instagram and Twitter. Today we're going to talk about the basic concept of ask. Ask. Let me tell you a story again. Love telling stories. It's just I found myself way back when I was a young man telling stories, and most of them were true, and it was just the way I communicated. And real storytellers, they can't give you a yes or no sometimes. They have to make it a story. Well, here's mine regarding today's lesson. Several years ago, I went back to college, and of course I've told the story of how my wife and I met, and we're going to be celebrating in a couple of months. We're going to be celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary, which is a thumbs up for me. Nevertheless, it was 30 years ago in the same month, in October, that we really decided to start getting together. We were in a few different classes together. This was at Richland, and we were in theory class, and she was really good at theory, music theory, which in my inexperience sounded really like rocket scientist. It was tough. So after a series of events, I finally, which I've talked about before, I finally turned to her, and we weren't dating. I knew her name, and I thought she was pretty, but she was, as we often say, in a different league. She was in a higher league than me, and that was true as far as my thoughts back then. However, sitting in Dr. Jerry Wallace's class, I was just blowing it, and after I said a few events, I turned to her and I said at the end of the class, I said, look, you apparently seem to get this. I don't. The college doesn't provide tutors for music theory. Apparently, they believe that everybody's just supposed to show up and already know what they're doing. I didn't. Now, of course, the professor was offering to come to the university, the class early and help me out, but it intimidated me. He intimidated me. So I turned to her and I asked. I said, you get this. I don't. Would you consider tutoring me? I think is generally how I asked. Would you mind, can you help me out here? I think I was groveling my level best. And she looked me up and down. And she had a cloth purse, which she slung over her shoulder. And I think she was even chewing gum or something, but she looked me up and down, and I think she gave me a bit of a roll of the eye like, oh gosh. And I guess this is one of those servant moments or something, but she goes, fine, and turned around and walked away. And she did. She ended up tutoring me, and of course it was a perfect tutor I could ask for because she was used to teaching kids and such. She could break it down to rudimentary ways because she'd been learning since she was a little girl. So she had basic things that helped me to learn, and it proportionally helped. And there's a couple of days more of the story, but the basic thing I want you to understand is ask. Ask. Even then I understood a basic concept that because I had a view not of getting the girl, because I was not interested in getting the girl at that time. Though she was pretty, though she was smart, though I liked just her presence in the building, she wasn't in my orbit at that time as far as anything else beyond helping me get through the class. My end goal for asking this young lady was, can you help me get through this class so I could get through this college so I can get to the university? So she was a stepping stone. I wasn't using her. I asked her, would you please help? And she said yes. One other thing, when people say no, please don't take it personal. She could have said no, And she may have meant that she was just too busy. It may have meant that it was not a good vibe. Maybe her boyfriend didn't want her hanging around other guys. Maybe I didn't smell right. Whatever it is. But no just means no. And it's something you're going to have to understand to practice as well. It doesn't mean you suck when people say that say no to you. Remember, as they say in the business, every time you get a no, you're just one no closer to yes. So have your heart not so much on your sleeve. If somebody says no, again, don't take it personal. Just keep moving, and you'll eventually find a yes. One more thing about asking. Understand, you'll never get what you want in life. You'll never be able to manifest it. You'll never be able to claim it if you don't ask for what you want. Why? Because people will never know. People will never understand who you are. You may get things which you'll be okay with. You'll get things that'll get you by. You may get things that you like. But are they going to be what you want in life? Somebody offered you a vacation to Hawaii. You go, yeah, I'll take Hawaii. I've never been, whatever. But if you want to go to England and Hawaii are drastically different. Sure, I'd settle for Hawaii. But I always wanted to go to England kind of thought. Now, it's a matter of you really want it, you'll ask. And you won't be upset by getting a no. Get all the no's you can. Okay? Collect them. That way, it's like a stepping stone to getting more and more of what you want. You earn it. You're paying for it by getting those no's. All right. We're going to be continuing. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow we're going to go on to another topic, and we will meet at 12:30. If you have any comments or something, drop them in the box below. Otherwise, you can contact me at Ivor Chester. I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming in. We'll see you tomorrow.